Hello, you're listening to or watching the More Than Roommates podcast. I'm Dan.
And I'm Graham.
And it was only a matter of time until we got into this content. People have been asking since the start of the podcast for us to do the Am I the Asshole stories.
I like it.
I know. I was wanting people to submit stories to us so it would be fresh content, but that wasn't happening. So we went,
the Reddits are juicy.
We went to the trusty old Reddit to get these stories. So today we thought we'd just read a couple of them, react.
Live react.
Live react. We haven't read through these.
We did a little title searking. Is all we did.
But these all have the common themes of involving the LGBT or being gay. So
we're staying on brand.
Yeah, we're staying on brand. Okay. So this one is, am I the asshole for telling my son that he is obviously gay? My son, 17 male, has apparently been in the closet for the past 7 months. So my son is fairly masculine / straight acting, if that makes sense. However, he has very obviously had a boyfriend, 18 male, for the past 7 months. He sometimes baby talks to this boy, hugs him all the time, has called him handsome, share clothes, sits way too close to each other to the point where they're basically cuddling. He closes his bedroom door with him, but not with any other friends. Sees him like every day, buys him gifts, and for the past 7 months, he now always smells great. His hair is fixed really nice and dresses nicer, amongst other things. Today, I asked my son if he was going to invite his boyfriend on our trip, and he got awkward and said, "That's not funny." I asked what he meant, and he said, "I'm straight, that's not funny." I laughed, and when I realized he was serious, I started laughing even harder. No. I told him he was very obviously in a relationship with a guy and did a terrible job at hiding it. He got emotional and started asking me not to tell his dad. My husband already knows. Like I said, it was obvious. Then I got upset saying I outed him when he wasn't ready. He hasn't said a word to me in a couple days. Am I the asshole?
Ooh. That's tough. I mean, you want your kid to come to you with that information, right? I can see like the argument going either way.
Yeah.
Because her reaction was to laugh, and that's super hurtful.
You
know what I mean?
And there's definitely some nuances to going around this. Obviously, they're a close family, and this parent
are okay with the circumstance, it seems like.
Although
it was a little dodgy with the wording,
and
they're so close, almost touching, or like they're almost cuddling or whatever. It's just like, okay, would you be upset? Like, I'd want to know if they were upset if it were a girl and their son, would they feel the same way?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously they know the mother knows her son, but it's still, I think, not the mother's place to do that,
especially when you're that young. Like, he's 17. Was that the age?
Yeah, 17.
Like, your brain is not developed all the way yet, attraction, as we've talked about in other episodes, you can feel that clear back way younger than 17, but you're still not mature enough to be able to handle that. Potentially some people are, but I don't know.
And the way it says, I told him he was very obviously in a relationship with a guy and did a terrible job at hiding it. That's inappropriate right there. That line, you should not. There's ways to go about that. You could have asked him, and if he said no, I guess you would have had to take his word for it, and then or find another way to bring it up at another point. But again, it's like, if they aren't ready, they're not ready.
Exactly. So Reddit has like a ranking I saw at the top of all these. I don't know what it is, but
what are you gonna say?
I would say asshole. Now that we've talked through it a little more.
I would say yes. If we had to say or not,
supportive ass.
Yeah, I would say it's not like on the far end, but yes, Reddit agrees. This was labeled as an asshole. Just the way to go about it. I don't know. I don't think you were like super malicious in that intent, but
it's just a way, the phrasing to me, because who knows what the body language is like. That's the only thing, piece you're not gonna get from a written post. Like, you have no idea like how like her son felt in that moment. Like, if she said she was cackling and laughing harder, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that's
a little rough. I'm not gonna lie.
I would have not appreciated if my parents acted like that.
No, I'd be devastated.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I just told you this, or well,
you forced it out of
It
me.
was forced out too,
Yeah.
and then before I was ready, and now it feels like you're mocking me.
Yeah. Not good.
Man. Yeah.
Okay, this one. Am I the asshole for not telling my girlfriend that my parents are gay? I'm 25 male. I have two parents, my birth dad, John, who's 48 male, and my other dad, Dwayne, who's 48 male. I call my birth dad, John, dad, and I call my other dad, Dwayne, pops. So he's got dad and pops.
Mm-hmm.
My birth dad, John, was married to my mom for a few years. Then she left my dad, and yeah, they ended up divorcing, and now she's somewhere in California. I don't know where or what she's doing. Haven't talked to her in ages. So dad and pops I'm super close with. They're the best parents any child could ask for. I love both of them, and they've always been with me. My dad introduced me to pops when I was a little boy, and they had told me they were in a relationship, and I was all for it because I had saw my dad become lonely sad when he was single. So seeing the fact that my dad loves someone and has a life partner has made me super happy. Pops and dad got married, and we've been living an amazing life. I'm probably more close to Pops than my own dad, due to the fact that Pops is really cool and laid back. I love them both equally, and now they love me as well, and I'm blessed to have them. Oh, I have to read more. Yeah. For a few months, I've been dating this girl, Bella, who's my age. I thought she's pretty cute, and I liked her. So we kicked it. Sorry, I just put my contacts in today, and they're still adjusting. So we kicked it, and she told me, my parents want to meet your parents and want to come over for dinner. I said, sure, I'll tell my family. So yesterday, Friday night, Bella comes in, Pops greets her and says, come on in, sweetheart, dinner is ready. She says, you must be my dad. So good to meet you. And she shakes his hand and he sees dad come out of the kitchen. He's holding the mac and cheese tray with the mittens and is putting it on the table. Then Bella says, who is he? I said, that's my dad. She said, I didn't know he's your dad. And she's referring to Pops. I said, yeah, that's my Pops and that's my dad. She pulls me to the side and said, I didn't know your parents are gay. Oh my God, why didn't you tell me? I genuinely didn't know why that'd be an issue or so. Because you're dating me, my parents and all, so it shouldn't matter. But I guess it's a concern for her. Her parents come at the door after they've parked the car, and Bella tells her parents, let's leave, and they left. I told my parents I'm sorry, and they said, son, don't worry, this is nothing new. And then we all sat down and enjoyed dinner and went to sleep.
That's sad.
Is he the asshole for not telling his girlfriend that his parents are gay?
Missing context for me would be like, is this a new partner? How old were they? Did it say?
He's 25.
Okay, he's 25. Like, he's old enough, but if he's in her,
okay,
I don't know.
My takeaways.
Yeah.
One, yes, he could have been so used to this concept that it might not have even crossed his mind.
Yeah, because he grew up that way.
But I don't know if I find that hard. Like, I think he should have given her a heads up.
Yeah.
It's just like
I'm excited for you to meet my dad and my pops. Like, it's that easy. It doesn't have to be some crazy thing, unless maybe he was feeling a little insecure about how she would feel.
Yeah.
Maybe,
But that goes into, I think, when you're dealing with someone, not dealing, but you're interacting with someone who is gay, I think it is important to make sure that everyone is in a safe environment. We've certainly been put in situations where I think people were so casual and that's super cool. But there is sometimes where it's like, okay,
have a little couth to it.
Yeah. And also make sure we're going to be in a safe situation. Like sometimes it is good to give that heads up just because maybe we wouldn't want to attend.
Right. Yeah. I would want to know what the water temperature is, so to speak.
And if it were so weird that the girlfriend would leave immediately, couldn't even muscle through it and be like, oh, we should have talked about that later.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't know what her parents are like. Even if she's cool with it, if you're going to bring parents into it that might be super religious or against it, now you've just invited two people into your home that weren't expecting that situation
or may not be comfortable with it. Yeah. I want to say not the asshole, but to the extent of, I don't know, kind of putting them, like his dad or his pops and his dad in that position. He was kind of an asshole for that, because look how it made them feel. You know, it's like the same stuff they've been dealing with probably.
It kind of goes into that phrase that we hate so much, but it's like, it's 2024, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that applied here?
Just, I mean, I think going into it, it could have, like, he could have had that mindset, you know.
Yeah.
He's not the that's a really good lens to look through it that I didn't think of, but I don't know.
Would you prefer, I'm trying to put us in that situation of, like,
say we had a kid
and they invited someone, I almost would want them to give them a heads up.
Yeah.
And obviously, my question is,
how close are they?
And if you're having parents meet, how have you not met okay, hold up. If she hasn't even met his parents, why are their parents meeting?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's odd. Yeah. So I'm going to say you are the asshole.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you have let your girlfriend meet your parents before you make your girlfriend's parents meet your parents?
Yeah. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah. So what would you rank?
Yeah.
Reddit says not the asshole.
Okay. I mean, technically her behavior was the asshole behavior.
True.
At the end of the day, if you want to look at it in that scope, you know, she was the one that they dipped out, you know.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That's
a little bit to digest on that one.
Yeah. Okay, this will probably be the last one.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for how I reacted to my son coming out to me? So the person is 37 male and the son is 17 male.
So another younger person.
Yep.
Should be a mature parent.
It's been pointed out my title wording makes the post seem worse than it is. I apologize for that. It wasn't my intention. So I've always known my son had an interest in men. He was slow on the pickup of incognito mode from the searches he made. I figured he was at least bi-curious. Since he hit puberty. Well, last year he started bringing a boy around and it was obvious they were dating, to the point I figured that he knew I knew and it wasn't a big deal to anyone. Well, apparently I was wrong. After school yesterday, he and his boyfriend came up to me and said there was something really important they needed to tell me. My son said that they were dating and had been for a year. Well, I was surprised that he wasn't aware I knew and was a bit thrown off. My mouth moved faster than my brain. And I said, well, that's pretty gay.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh just because.
Now, I thought it was peak comedy since it is in fact gay. However, I understand using the word gay in that way gives it a very negative undertone, hence the mouth moving faster than my brain.
I'm of the generation where, like, yeah.
Now my son and I are usually pretty edgy with our humor, this being fairly tame for the stuff we joke about. While probably not appropriate for the situation, it wasn't our norm for a conversation between us. However, he and his boyfriend were very, very upset and left. Mm-hmm. I'm probably the asshole, but I thought I would check and see if y'all had some advice on what I could say to fix it. He currently won't respond to my texts.
Is that it?
That's it. The rest, she was like, I did not expect to gain this much traction. It's been intimidating. Okay.
I'm going to give you all my opinion. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. There's a time and a place for humor, and
that was not it.
Again, that's not it. Like, that's a big... some people just process stuff differently. I get that. That's why I laughed when I heard it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm closer to that guy's age, though, so I've been through the ringer with that kind of humor.
Could you imagine being in high school, talking to your dad and being like, well, that's gay?
And he was with
the boyfriend. Yeah.
Oh, that's that makes it really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, worse, you know.
Yeah.
It was awkward for him.
I know apparently.
He obviously didn't mean it that way, but that's sad.
I know.
It put that big of a
Again, it's like, it's 2024. He probably was like, oh, it doesn't matter, you know.
But it does. As a child, all you want to hear is an affirmation from your parents that they're okay with it, that they love you,
and it's not even a big deal.
If they, which again, I think it's stupid if people don't agree with your lifestyle, but that's a big, huge fear. You know, we've talked about that in multiple episodes. Like, people are worried they're gonna lose, their family. Sorry, I heard that.
Yeah.
Hopefully
the dog won't bark. Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, I say 100%.
And so does Reddit. Reddit agrees. Okay. So, but he asked, how can he fix it? How can he reach out to his son?
Wow. Apologize.
Yeah.
I would apologize to be like, hey, son, and
apologize to the boyfriend.
And to the boyfriend. I would reach out and say, I would love to take you guys out for dinner or something, and just so I can apologize in person, about the way I reacted.
Yeah.
And just assure them right away, like, that wasn't coming from a hateful place or anything like it. Because it doesn't sound, obviously, he sounds like a good guy.
Yeah.
But
that's my 2 cents. And if you are happen to listening, I would not mention that it was like obvious or that he was looking through his internet history.
Yeah.
I would just
that's also a little.
I think
you have to.
I think if we've had a common theme with any of these things is, I think when someone comes out to you, it's best to not take any of your preconceived notions about this person or about the gay lifestyle and just listen. Sit there and let them explain what they're trying to tell you, what this means for them, and then you can say, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, there's all you have to say.
You don't need to say, oh, I've known, oh, I saw this internet. It's like, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about now. I'm ready to tell you.
I'm sure, like, with these posts, so they just wanted to explain from their viewpoint why they knew their child was gay. But I mean, that's something that parents I've seen, in coming out videos is being like, oh, I always knew. And I get that can be like a little comforting, or think that they're coming from a place of like genuine, I've never been against you, like I've known you, I know you fully, which but I don't know, you hit the nail on the head. Like, nobody wants to hear about how they look or sound or dress queer to you. You know? They're telling you, hey, I'm gay. Like, I don't need to know why you assume, and it's an assumption at the end of the day. People could be like surprised. I've known several people that we all have snap biases. It's just part of life, part of thinking it through. But I've met quite a few people that I've thought for sure was gay, and then they turned out not being gay, apparently. I mean,
or we don't even know yet. Like,
right. They don't even have to be. If they're just straight, maybe they just look gay.
Right.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. So
canceled. We're canceled.
But so those are 3 ones that we reacted to. Let us know if you want to have more. And we got to ask you a question. So originally I had ChatGPT generate some of these, and Graham and I were talking, and Graham thought that would be a little deceptive if
we were thinking it through.
So
I was thinking there might need to be some kind of disclaimer if it's AI generated, because it's not a real situation. I don't know. I feel like if it were me, I don't know, maybe I would be misled.
But I was thinking if then you guys might not be as interested if you knew it was ChatGPT. So
exactly,
I want to hear from you guys. Would you rather us not do that, not do ChatGPT stories, or because these are all Reddit, these were not, but that would be some nice filler content for us to react to. So would you not care if it's ChatGPT and you get more content, or just have us stick to the Reddit ones that have already existed, that might have already been reacted to? Or you could send us some. That is the real ask. Could you send us some stories?
Please.
Give us some content.
Send it to us, and we will do it once a month or something if you guys want.
I know people eat these up, and it is interesting.
They're fun. Because it puts you in the mindset of someone else, and
it's truly
so much easier to look into someone else's situation as a third party and be objective and analyzing it, because we all have our own bias towards ourselves, and you can tell from the way some of those are written. They obviously thought that they were to an extent right or not enough, but Yeah.
So,
real content. Send it to us.
Please. Yeah. And let us know your thoughts. I really want to know, would you be interested in listening to ChatGPT stories? Or if you're like, no, that's not interesting to listen to. And happy start of fall. You can see Graham he's got his new flannel. I want to steal it already. I had to like kind of throw this on. I've worn it before.
Remind him that my arms are shorter than his.
Yeah.
So they would come up to like this on him.
Yeah.
So he can't wear it.
And we got our Halloween.
No comment. He said, I'm gonna wear that.
Ignoring you. And we have our Halloween colors, so we are ready for the season. Yeah. So I hope you guys.
Yeah, I'm ready to hit pumpkin patches. I want to go to like spooky tours. Like
I know.
I'm ready to hit all of it up.
I'm trying to think of what we're gonna do for our Halloween episode. Let us know. Hopefully we'll have costumes this year. Kind of already told all my spooky stories that I can think of in the last years. So let us know if there's something you want us to start working towards.
Yeah, we've got a few weeks.
Yeah, me too. Okay, well, I think that'll do it. Well, thanks for watching.
All right, thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Hit that like button. Smash it.
Comment. Everything. Bye.